Hello, everybody. It is Rick. It is September the 11th, 2018. If you need to contact me, my email is rick, R-I-C-K, 0327 at me.com. All right, so, we all know what today is. Today's the day where the whole world changed. Well, the United States changed. I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely see the difference in our country from before 9/11 and after 9/11. Um, you know, I'm not looking to insult anybody, but I'm one of these people that, you know, I was affected by 9/11, emotionally, physically, probably. Um, I lost a lot of friends that day, and 17 years ago. But I like to think of myself as a pretty rational person. I'm not a person, excuse me, a rational man when I'm presented with facts. And again, I'm not a big believer in coincidences, okay? Like, jets on out of the country up in Canada on a training mission. What a coincidence! On the same day, alleged jets are hijacked. So what I'm trying to say in my usual befuddled way is I don't agree with the story. Okay, that's my opinion. So if anybody's watching my channel and you're a believer in the government story, I don't want to insult you. Okay. Those of you who joined the military after 9/11 happened, thank you. That was, it's a very, courageous, you know, life-changing decision. I, like you guys, I was working on 9/11. Um, my job is 9/11. My job is, that's my job right there. Okay. And I knew, let me show you guys how many I knew. It's 37 there. I didn't know the dog. Okay. All right. So, um, these are the bosses that died that day. He's the public safety director. I knew him. He knew me by first name basis. I was a police instructor in the police academy. All right. I knew her. She saved my life because she screwed me over on my promotion, and I transferred out of the academy at the end of May of 2001. And when that happened, I transferred out, and this poor guy here, he took my spot. All right. So now this is the police academy. All right. My friend Richie, my classmate, I work with him in the police academy. He's deceased. My friend Jimmy, worked with him in the police academy. He broke me in as a rookie when I came on the job. Um, this is Dominic. I was there on 9/12. I identified his body in the ambulance. They pulled him out of the rubble, and there was a big confusion. They claimed his body was identified earlier in the day, and they're looking at, and he looked different. He had a mustache, he had longer hair, and they're like, Rick, who, they grabbed me because I knew all the young guys, so I identified him. It was strange, he was in the movie, the World Trade Center movie, with Nicolas Cage. Okay. I trained him in the police academy. That's J.D. Levi. I work with him at the bus terminal. Antonio Rodriguez. I trained him in the police academy. Uh, Al Niedermeyer I work with. Played softball with Joe. Did not know him. I knew Paul. I did not know him. I did not know him. I did not know him. Did not know him. I knew Chris. I trained Chris in the police academy. He was portrayed in a World Trade Center movie. Uh, what the hell's his name? Anyway, he's in the World Trade. He's portrayed in the World Trade Center movie. He's a good kid, very good guy. That's Bruce Reynolds, one of the nicest men you'll ever meet in your life. Um, John Scala, he was my classmate. Um, Good guy. George Howard, one of the highly trained police officers on my job. He trained all the police officers in fire training because we worked at the airports as well. We had to be fire rescue trained, so George was in charge of that. George was off on 9/11, all right, and the man that he was, him and another guy jumped in the car. They drove down there, and when the building was coming down, George went right and the other guy went left, and George was the first body identified for my job. He got hit with, some large object, obviously, and hit him in the head, and he was, killed instantly on 9/11. As David, I trained him in the police academy. That's Donnie McIntyre. I played softball with Donnie. He's a great guy. Warren Stewart, I trained him in the police academy. Kenny Tejan was my classmate. It's Michael Hooley as my best friend on the job. We sat next to each other in the police academy. He was my best friend. Clarence Davis, I knew. That's Ganja. That's his real name, by the way, Ganja. But that's his first name. It was different. Uhuru. Um, and Jimmy Lynch. So I knew a lot of people. So my whole life changed that day. Bobby Coffers was my sergeant when I was a rookie. Inspector Infante, I have a feeling these two people were there at Windows on the World for something. And, people that knew what was going to happen, I don't understand, they had them both there, I think on purpose. All right, he should have been the chief of my job. He was a good guy, really good guy. A lot of people didn't like him, but he was a very fair man, okay? And, I like people who are straight up. If you're a good dude, I treat you like a good dude. If you're a bad guy, you treat like a bad. You knew where you stood with him, and also it wasn't forever. He'd let you know, okay, it's over, it's done. And Chief Ramito, Lieutenant Bobby Siri, great guy. He got killed. Obviously, he was with her. And I'm gonna leave that story alone. I don't want to trash anybody on 9/11. All right. So, but she screwed me over on my promotion. And again, I left. I'm a fighter. I don't take shit. That's the reason why I make these videos. And sadly, Jimmy Parham, poor guy. And here's another thing. He wasn't even qualified to be working in the police academy. She just did it because she liked him. Sadly, Anyway, so that day, obviously, I heard all the stories myself, and I was working at Kennedy Airport that day, and I was off that day, and I went to work overtime that day. So I just told you the story about George Howard. Okay, Georgie here, he was off. That could have been me, and I lived closer to the trade center. I was like, in my car. I could have been there in 15 minutes. What happened was I went into work overtime that day, and I woke up in the morning and I was tired, and I was not going to go in. It was overtime. I was just going to call them up and say I'm not coming in. And I literally said this. I still remember what I said. I said, "Don't be a pussy. Just go to work." I had to go to work from 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. Overtime, 8 hours overtime. It's like a $300 day back then. So I just decided to go to work. Thank God, and I was at JFK Airport. Thank God. All right. And I wound up here by talking to my guys and girls, anybody who enlisted into the armed forces because of 9/11. Thank you very much. A lot of people, you guys have forgotten a lot. And you guys are affected by what you guys saw. I mean, you saw a lot worse than what I did. I mean, I was down there on 9/11. I was there from 9/12 through the end of November. I was not there every day, but I was there. I did easily 60 days there, and we were doing 12-hour days, so you could figure out the math. I did at least 720 hours down there. All right. So, you know, it was as you guys saw on television, it was that and more. All right. So after I did my little 9/11 thing, all right. So I'm gonna cut the video short because I want you guys to, when you guys go to court, I want you to start being assertive. If you're comfortable enough with the law, all right, I want you to start issuing orders to the judge or the fake judge. Now, if you're going to say, if you're in front of a fake judge and you say, objection, it's an adjudicated fact, and any hearing and order issued without without the signature of a judicial authority or without a judicial authority present is void because it's a violation of the 14th Amendment. All right, now a violation of the 14th Amendment is a violation of the Constitution. You can't get any, it's really a crime. All right, when you violate the Constitution, you're breaking the law. And then when you're doing it to steal your property, all right, again, we're in the ballpark where, I've mentioned it plenty of times that I think you could file police action against these people. So, you could go that way and say, I'm just going to order you. I'm ordering you that you're not allowed to issue any orders against me because you're violating my constitutional rights under the 14th Amendment. And then if you're prepared, you can, cite the adjudicated fact. There's a couple of them, but the one that we always cite is Burnham versus Superior Court that says it's a violation of the 14th Amendment because a judgment issued by a person, not a judge, is void. Okay. Also now, if you're before a judge, and you're going to tell them the same thing. I demand to be in a proper venue. I demand to be in a common law setting. I don't want to be in a statutory court. All of my rights are protected under common law. Why would I want to be in a statutory court? I want you to dismiss this. I am ordering you to dismiss this case. You could do that. Because when you do that, now you have the judge on record of violating a lawful order. See, we don't do that, because we've been programmed by watching, television shows. I was watching a video not too long ago. I'm a guy, good guy, and he said the same thing. Like, we've been programmed from the news, movies, TV shows, like, lawyers are licensed. Lawyers are not licensed. That's all horseshit. Do you know that Abraham Lincoln was never licensed? All right, he went to school, and back then you went to school for like a year and you became a lawyer. They studied the Bible too, by the way. That's how they learned the law. And another guy, Clarence Darrow, another famous attorney, lawyer. They weren't licensed, or they weren't members of the bar. Okay, that's what that horseshit is. That's why you can represent yourself. Well, I hate that word represent, but you can hold your own in court. Okay, you don't need a lawyer to read the law. All right, I got into arguments with the lawyers about that. I said, it's black and white. Okay, I have access to the same information you do. I just got to go to a law library to do it. They don't like to hear that, because they want to feel that they're superior to you. But now I'm going to show you that you're allowed to give them an order. Now let's say you already have one of these fake orders, and you're going to court and you're trying to get it, we're going to be doing a cease and desist. If you already have one of these orders, these income withholding orders, or an order issued by one of these fake judges, you could order the court to certify it void. I am giving you an order to certify this order as void. It's a lawful order. And of course, you're going to have your paperwork submitted, right? And in the paperwork, we're going to cite, the adjudicated facts. Okay. I don't ever, this is why it's important. Again, I'm not hawking my paperwork, but it's important that you have some type of paperwork submitted before you go to court. Okay? Have something. So you have something to work off of, because they're not going to let you talk. Okay? So that's why that's important. Let me show you. This is New York now. Orders are always signed by a judge. Judgments may be signed by a justice or by the county clerk in accordance with the written directive. Okay? Now, here's another thing. And I'm working on this now, and I'll let you guys know when it's done. They're called proposed orders. What it is that, like, when you file paperwork with the court, let's say we're going to file a cease and desist, right? So when you file the cease and desist, as part of the paperwork as well, is going to be a proposed order. It's basically going to be like an order written by you, okay? And all right, here, hold on a second. This is pleading paper. And those of you that have my paperwork, you have pleading paper. Just hold on, guys. There's always a delay here. Whenever I do these videos, just hang in there so I can show you what a proposed order is. You're writing up the order, and then you're going to order the judge to sign it. Okay, now here it is. Okay, so like it would be like all right, all right. Notice of order. Okay, or all right, you could just write order. All right, and then down here, you know, you're going to type up, you know, okay, of course, 1 second. All right, and whenever that happens, guys, those of you that have my paperwork, you come over here, you see this, and yeah, go to font. Right. This has to happen when I'm doing this with you guys. I love it. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This never happens to me. I have like these like theories that somebody on the other side like watching me doing this and they just fucking with me. All right, listen. Okay, so you see order, right, by the court, right, and then you're gonna type down here, you know, what they're, you know, the defendant is hereby ordered to cease and desist right, issuing income withholding orders, right? That's one. Then you say see, it's going back to that again. It's classic. Can't make this shit up sometimes. Right. Right. The defendant is hereby ordered to cease and desist seizing income by income withholding order. Okay. All right. That's how you basically do it. And what you can do is you can number it, come over here, right? I like to go back over, I indent it to the line, and then what you do is, of course, hold on guys, because my mug is in the way. All right. You come over and you click right here, bullets and numbering. You click that, the number, you have number 1, then you backspace it. You come over here, then you click enter, and you have number 2. Okay, and that's how you do it. If you want to make it look nice, what I do is, I used to underline them. I don't do it anymore. I just do it. I make it bold face, and then you can center it. Okay, and that's in order. All right, and then bold. Okay, and you can say notice by court. Okay, and that's it. All right, and you save it. Right, you click save as. Right, save as, and then you put a title, and then you save it somewhere, and that's it. You're done. Okay, and that is an order. So what you do is you're going to submit that with your paperwork. Okay, and you're ordering the judge to sign it. Okay, now most orders are supposed to be entered. I'm going to end this video. I just wanted to give you a real quick video on this. Of course, for my New York people, right? Now, I always tell you guys that they have to be entered with the judge, with the clerk's office. So right here, CPLR 5016 is a county clerk will sign and enter a judgment. This is New York now. So all my New York people, that's the law. So any order from a court has to be signed by the clerk and entered with the county clerk, not the courthouse and family court. Also, it has to be signed by the judgment is a determination by the court, whatever. Orders are always signed by a judge or justice. Do you see anything about a support magistrate? Okay, guys. So, and by the way, if it's the law in New York, trust me, it's the law in every state. All right? They have to be consistent. So all of you out there with these fake orders signed by these fake judges, they're all void. So again, we're going to use a collateral estoppel. Okay? All right, collateral estoppel. What that is you're using another method to get the order stopped. That's another way, like these federal courts are using that Rooker-Feldman nonsense to dismiss all federal cases. And the way to go about that is you're going to say that this case is a collateral estoppel. By no means is the petitioner seeking to use the federal court as an appellate for an appellate function. Okay. All right. So, real quickly, that's what we're doing. We're looking to write up our own orders. We're going to start issuing orders in the court. Also, we're going to issue orders in the paperwork. You're going to, you could in your paperwork say the undersigned is giving the court a lawful order to cease and desist, or order in the court to issue a judgment order, or given to sign the proposed order submitted by the petitioner. Okay, we're going to start going in that direction now. We're going to start taking over the court. We're going to start giving orders in the court. Again, if the law is on your side, you can do that. Okay, you're not doing anything illegal. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.